So, quick messages for what's coming up for you. Let's get into it. Be my lover, wanna be my lover. La la dee la la la. La la dee la la la. Wanna be my lover. Wanna be your lover. So somebody that you used to deal with in the past, or this could be like an ex of yours, or somebody who you only dealt with briefly. They want to reappear. I know. Who cares, right? Somebody does. I also feel like if that's something that you've been dealing with here recently, I feel like you are going to step into a peace of mind state. Okay, so you definitely cutting shit off, you're ghosting, you're disappearing on something toxic or somebody toxic. All right, this is somebody, like, it does indicate that this is someone trying to restart something here with you. Okay, reignite an old spark that you used to have. Maybe this is an old flame, whatever that means for you, an ex or somebody maybe who you only dealt with briefly. Maybe this person disappeared, but yeah, look. You know, you could have been intimate with this person. I feel like somebody's definitely thinking about that. But you do have a lot of other possibilities, opportunities out here that are coming towards you. So you definitely can feel free to keep it pushing on things that are straight up forward and that you haven't dealt with before, because there's somebody here that wants to apologize. They lied to you. They know that. They're aware of that. You know, they kept a secret, broke a promise. I'm hearing, girl, I'll never keep a secret. No, I said I'll never lie. I want to make it up to you. That's a Babyface song. And, you know, he definitely singing about how he was lying and apologizing and all that. So, that's what this sounds like. Something love, you know, somebody that's been admiring you. This is probably this person who you already know, because you feel like there's no second chances with this person. All right, so some of you are focused on your singleness, being happy. You know, this could be somebody that you had a breakup with, or this could be someone who it was just like a hookup with or something like that. But just know, some of you maybe are, you know, wanting to hear from this person, wanting them to come back. So if you do, they will. If you don't, they won't. That's not true, but you can ignore it like they won't, which I think some of you will definitely be doing. Okay. I wanna make it up to you. I only wanna be with you, babe. I want you to know. Yeah, I don't understand it. The only one for me. me forever and ever. Yeah, I just keep hearing that. Somebody's triggering. I don't know what you're about to be doing, collective. You know, you just being in your happiness, being in your zone. You know, you about to be upsetting some folks, specifically some lovers, some past lovers. You know, they they are going to be emotionally reactive to you, whether you see this or not. You know, right? But they're definitely going to be emotionally reactive to you, especially if they do see you in a day-to-day sense, whether it's social media or you're around this person, whatever. But they're definitely bothered and affected. And look, I mean, look at this energy. Like I said, you are focusing on what's going on with you. Okay, you're focusing on your inner glow, being playful, tapping into that love frequency, you know, reconnecting to something of your childhood, literally, or, you know, you're reconnecting to like that energy of childhood. Where's that innocence, you know, that imaginative mind, playfulness, and, you know, it's helping you heal. So somebody is gonna be in their feels about that. So you have money coming towards you as well, whether this is like a tax money or a big paycheck. Look, here you are again, just focusing on yourself. I'm telling you, it's going to really activate and bother some folks here, but you don't care. Okay, you're just taking care of yourself, focusing on, you know, this self-care energy, pampering your me time, while this toxic lover or even toxic people, whatever, you know, are realizing how they feel like they can't live without you. Okay, so maybe this is confirmation for somebody you needed to know, you wanted to know. Again, this could be somebody that like breadcrumbs you. If they do come back around, I feel like they want you to know that this is someone who is like gonna breadcrumb you, and, you know, it's gonna be on and then off. So it's like you're better off just focusing on yourself, recharging. All right, using your means to do something fun, something that's calling to you, you know, and then you're going to have like this money rolling in. You're going to be celebrating your riches, your success, cashing them checks, cashing out on them bags, okay? And then you're going to be sleeping, chillaxing, getting some R&R and coming back stronger. Still coming up strong. I'm hearing another song, but I can't, like, it's like I be hearing it, but like, I don't know how to explain it. But basically what I heard is still coming out strong. Okay, so whatever it is that you go through, wins, losses, wins again, losses again, it don't matter. You're still coming out strong. That's what you need to know. I feel like you freeing yourself from this energy of like lack, whether it's from a person, is going to like being in this rejuvenated, refreshed, childlike energy, I feel like is what's really helping you. So we did just have a solar eclipse. So with that solar eclipse that we just had, there's big changes that are coming up for you, okay? And the timing can start anywhere from now within like the next 6 months. Okay, so there was this catalyst for change, that solar eclipse that we had was a catalyst for change. And that was when we had it in Virgo. So I feel like there's a new start here. There's something that's beginning again. It's like a cosmic reset. Then you got the High Priestess and the Five of Swords. There's something your subconscious is telling you. There's a plot twist that's coming, but I feel like you're already privy to this. You got the Eight of Pentacles. Something is boring to you. Some of you could be changing your work, or something is switching up. Something that you feel like maybe doesn't give you a lot of something back to you. It's not delivering on something here. And you may decide to like put it into this in some way. Some of you, I also feel like what you're going to do is completely 100% dive headfirst into your work, turn your back on like love in general, or a specific person. You know, there's a plot twist that's coming up here. And you're not going to be playing by the rules. But I don't think you should be. You got the Hierophant on the bottom, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands. I feel like there's like something that you have this idea of, or something new that you're starting or learning, or studying. And it feels like you should be charging full force in this direction. Now, this could be towards like newer connections. This could be towards connections where maybe there's not a lot of seriousness surrounding it. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to go out and be involving yourself in casual connections if that's not what you want. But I'm just saying, like, maybe there's something here that you're not putting a lot of investment into because there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of action being taken here. Like there's like adventures, or, you know what I mean? There's something that you need to progress in, explore in. This could be like travel. So it doesn't really feel like you have a lot of time. I mean, you may have time for a relationship, but it feels like spiritually, like, you know, you should be focusing on maybe something within, that's bringing you more money, more financial stability. It's bringing you more rest, like worrying about someone else's emotional needs and things like that outside of you that isn't pouring something back into you is seeming to be like emotionally draining, because whatever these connections are, like they're not working. Like you're only getting breadcrumbs. That's why I said for some of you, it could even be like a job. You know, you're not getting paid enough, or you're not getting appreciated or recognized. You could eventually leave that. If that's the connection, you could eventually leave that. And you're going towards something new here that you've been praying for or hoping for with this Hierophant energy. You know, you could be leaving like this old way of thinking, this old way of like programming. You know, getting some sort of like guidance. There's something else you're giving your energy and your focus into. So what's the outcome for you here coming up? Yeah, look at that. You got the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands. So you're walking away from this. You're walking away from, like, if it's, you're saying, okay, it's my life. This is what I want. This is what I deserve. And you're making a stand on that. So if anything doesn't fit into that, you're walking away from that. Like if it's been causing you to feel a lot of emotional unfulfillment, like misery. You know, it's time to move on, it's time to let go, that sort of energy. You've just been waiting for whatever reason for it to happen, or, you know, waiting for that time to go. Like, you're gonna do that. Could have been like stalling on it, being complacent. You know, something's boring or bored, or something scattered. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like there's no excitement. It's very monotonous, like all work, no play. But if it is all work, then it may be like, okay, I'm doing all this work and I'm not even getting like the recognition or the appreciation, the money for it. So I feel like you're pulling in your financial rewards, things that are owed to you, that you deserve. So, okay, collective. Interesting. But whatever this is that you're making a stand on, it is something that it says is worth fighting for. All right. And some of you could, you know, you got like haters here. You know, that's what I was saying earlier in the read. Like, people are going to be mad. Somebody's going to be mad, bothered, triggered. Could be lovers, but it doesn't even have to be. You know? So, haters gonna hate. What can you do? Not your problem. So, that's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped. And if they did, definitely like or subscribe. Till next time, peace, love, and blessings. Bye.